Wow, people wey suppose talk true to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la.
Hello there.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làwọn tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Remember, share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them, Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
One stone man to death in Sokoto for blasphemy again. Just a little bit over a year when they did the same thing to Deborah, they burned her to death.
Àníyàn súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Poverty, crime, and drug abuse, child abuse, rape culture, all of these that you are witnessing in Nigeria today, they are just the ingredients that comes from poverty and the consequences. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I have done something about the freezing broadcast, and this is me testing it out, and I do hope that it works well for us tonight. So I'm going to keep that, or should I say, take that leap of faith with me. If the sound is perfect, let me know. If the picture is okay, kindly let me know. And we can just put the freezing behind us, hopefully. But before anything interrupts us, you remember what you have to do. Share this broadcast as far as many times as you can, as to as many people as you can. Just tell them they can be part of this too. Then like the broadcast, okay? That is to show that you are here, not just commenting, right? And also, good news, I am using the brand new camera tonight, and I just hope this is us done with flickering and freezing, okay? While we wait for others to join us, right? You should do what you have to do. Share the Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, some people will say, if somebody is very patient enough and they have the resources, they can turn all events in Nigeria, everyday events in Nigeria, into an endless series on Netflix. For example, one day, 1,000 problems, and many thousands, if not millions, of victims. Bad leadership does not favor or work for anyone, including those who are ready to spill their blood for them. And bad government or bad leaders, they don't elect themselves. There are things that keep people more divided than united, in a way that the criminals who always want to, those criminals who always want to be your leaders have always been criminals who understood this line of division. They have no intention of closing them or erasing this line of differences or build on them. Rather, they will rather widen them. And you see, in a country where poverty is a weapon, in fact, all countries where poverty is a weapon, where people in power are not really interested in cutting down or reducing, or in fact, eliminating poverty entirely. You see, when you have an intention of changing a system, you must have intention of changing the people. But if you want to change the people, right, first, the process that gives you that sovereignty to want to change the people must have a good principle. Now, if the process that pop you up is clear enough, legit enough, you have the mandate to be able to change the people who are also going to help you change the system. You don't change the system when the structure and the people want to change it, right? And the people you want to change are so rotten in a system they have come to normalize. Now, let me explain. When you think of Nigeria, when you think of a failed countries, remember Nigeria. Nigeria failed because criminals who are supposed to build the people, in order for the people to build the country, the criminals who are chancers, with no intention of building same, they have instead, right? They have rather took advantage of those differences to what? To feather their own nests, and they left the people at the mercy of what you have today. Now let's break that down. Today in Nigeria, when you talk about economic hardship, okay, these are things that affects people in their millions, whether they are Christians or Muslims or atheists. People who want to build people, they will have to understand this first. That is, before you identify as Christian or Muslims, as Northerners or Southerners, you are at first humans. And in this regard, using Nigeria, you are what? You are first Nigerian. Therefore, if you want to do anything, right, and you are not seeing them through the lenses of Christians, Muslims, atheists, Northerners, Southerners, and the rest of that as leaders, so when you don't have that kind of view, then you will understand that when you make any decision, they are never going to be limited to those you see or you don't see. That is what you call leadership, something with national outlook, devoid of whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, Northerner or a Southerner, whether you are a lesbian or gay, straight or whatever you are. When you know that your decisions affect millions of lives, and you have to be very, very careful, articulate and meticulous about them, also sincere about them, quality of leadership. That would have taken away so many vices you are witnessing in Nigeria today that when you sit back, you just don't know where to start from resolving Nigeria problems. Is it the ignorance, selective ignorance, or intentional ignorance? Or which one do you want to start from? Or religious fanaticism, where people are more comfortable fighting for God, and when it is time for them to fight for themselves, fight for their children, fight for their lives in the hands of the physical criminals, they would rather leave that for God. Ignorance. So, where you then have poverty in this magnitude, and you have criminals who pretend to be your leaders, pretend to be doing something to actually reduce this or end it, when everything they are doing is in total opposite, then people are left in that quagmire of I want to make up a particular English that will sound like so big. Give me a minute. You know, they left the people inside that cesspool of confusion, or in that state of quagmire. Quagmire is also a state of confusion where nobody has a clue. And it became dog eat dog. Religion has now taken the center stage. When their politics pops up, if it is not religion, it will be tribal, ethnic, or if it is neither of them, it will be both. Things that never really add any value. They've never added any. They will never add any. But politicians who always kind of fuel them openly, secretly, they know that as long as people continue to fight for all this nonsense, ready to kill for their God, they will continue to have the field day. There will be no worry. Why should they be worried? That the people will be one day woke up and realize that all of their problems has nothing to do with God or any of your faith or belief or whatever you do, other than the political decisions that you make through your ethnic, religious, tribal lenses. Look at Nigeria today. Sometimes you will ask yourselves and say, listen, is the type of Islam they practice in Nigeria different from the type of Islam they practice in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in UAE, in all these non-Muslim countries that are thriving on today's modernity, growth, human capital development, education, research, things that developed them? Is it different? Why is that of Nigeria so dark, so vile, bloody? It's not that of just Nigeria. It's the same in other poor countries too. In India, they are killing people because of their religion. And so many other places like that, where they have weaponized poverty in a way that people, instead of people to depend on their government, the capability of their government in ensuring the orderliness of the country, to people resorting to other alternatives, including seeking the solution of the supreme being, someone up there, very powerful, the creator of heaven and earth. He would always listen to the poor. When the religion told them that God loved the poor so much that whatever the rich people do to them today, whatever powerful people do to them today in history, every time poor people cries unto the heaven, something happened that the powerful people crushed. But this is 2023, for goodness sake. 21st century. There are people who invested billions upon billions in this religious teachings, expectations, hope, and the rest. And those who allowed same to exist in Nigeria like almost alternative to government. In fact, in place of government. In southern Nigeria, or should I say in the entire Nigeria, if you want to press Nigerians' mumu button in anything, they also tried that, they dropped that too. This is a little deviation, or something you should know, or you do know. Nigerians generally kind of have this special respect and fear for God. I'll tell you this. They profess them not because they believe in any of them, but in a way, it has become part of our life, whereby if you want somebody to lose argument easily, sensible conversation, okay, you can easily just say, God knows best. And if somebody says, no, leave God, we are not talking about God for now, let's talk about this technicality of this and that, practicability of this and that, they will tell you, even if you think you are smart, do you think you are smarter than God? Even this your brain, even this wisdom you think you have, is God that is giving it to you. So in a way, no matter how smart Nigerians or any Nigerian is, no matter how intelligent and kind of superb he is, there is this personal thing they buried in I don't know where part of our brain they buried it. Yeah, there's something that always tells us that we couldn't have achieved anything except because God said we are going to do it. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm trying to tell you how this also transformed into how they make you see the failure of criminals who wanted to fix a country. Because they wanted to fix a country, they asked for the job. Now they got the job, they are failing at the job. They will now tell you, right? All we need to do is to ask God to give them guidance. Remember, even if you are so brilliant, very brilliant, they believe that God gave you that. And if you begin to feel like it's you, God will destroy you. Do you remember that? The fear of, if you decide to say, oh, man, I did that. And somebody says, no, just say God did it. It's God that did it. So naturally, people didn't know that we were in a way conditioned. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad again. I'm not saying it's bad though. This is personally when people give glory to God, what God has done in their life, you see it as that's what you are. Okay. Now, when you now begin to see a lot of people trying to convince you that whatever Nigerians are going through the failure of bad leadership, divisive government, divisive politics, and deceitful religious bodies in Nigeria, in a way, they'll begin to kind of take you away from that one I told you just now to the one that will say, God knows the best. Maybe God just wanted Nigerians to suffer. You get that? Like maybe God just wanted to punish Nigerians. And I'm like, okay. If you don't see the failure of these criminals and their crimes and how they affect you, and how they have managed to psychologically condition you to how you react when something that actually should bother you is being discussed, but you would rather be interested in where is that person from? Is he an Igbo man? No, I don't trust whatever Igbo man says. Or is he a Yoruba man? No, Yoruba man, they are very deceitful. I don't trust them. Or is he an Hausa or Fulani man? Oh, whatever they are going, they deserve it. You know, you have been, over time, they've tried to psychologically condition us that when we talk about things like poverty, economic destruction, terrorism, and all the things that actually affects you, whether you are from the north or you are from the south. So you realizing that, how much it affects you, and how much they have also used that psychological conditioning to make it difficult for you to separate whatever you believe in from how much these failed people are affecting you. Now let's go back to that of the division. The division of the people can only care about who insults their God or who is praising their God when you are poor. Take this from me, because the mentality of the poor people is called siege mentality. Everything, they believe that everything in this world is rigged against them. And somehow, they have one thing that gives them hope. It is their faith, strong faith in God Almighty. Okay? And you see that God Almighty, He will come back and revenge for every drop of tear that they have faithfully dropped in anger or agony. Now, if you are playing everything, don't undermine that God. State of poverty. People who have lost everything. But with God, it can change their life overnight. And in these states, there are those who are preaching to them every now and then that it is actually their last hope. Okay? If they have to kill for that God, if anybody insults that God, in fact, in the face of that God, they will be rather rewarded, even though the world may see it as homicide, killing people. But in the face of that God, they will be rewarded abundantly. Now imagine people who grew up that way, raised and trained to believe that they can fight for God, without knowing that those who condition them that way also have the political control over them, using that same opening, that little gap. So in Nigeria, people fight for God and they live their own fight for God. In Sokoto State, a trader is accused of blasphemy, insulting the prophets. And insulting prophets is like inciting violence, okay? Which in all manner of responsibility. Like, nobody should insult anybody's faith. Don't even try. Why? To what end? You should. I mean, out of self-respect, okay? You have your faith, another person has his, and everybody believe that. They believe whatever they believe in. Okay? You respect yourself very much, and you respect what you believe in so much. Okay? Now, you represent what you believe in. Now, there shouldn't be any competition on that, right? And nobody should insult anybody's religion just because you wanted to show that they cannot do anything to you. But here is the twist. Here is the problem. If insulting the prophet is a crime, from what I know, that crime is triable. There's a word like that, which means if anybody is accused of insulting the prophet, according to Islam, such person will be taken before the judge, and they will present evidence, eyewitness, to say he insulted the prophet. The judge, the Grand Kadi, they will now pass a judgment on that person. That's the process. Lynching, public lynching, and the other attacks that we have witnessed, murder, homicide, they are not Islamic. But because culturally, when you see poor people, like I said, what they have is called siege mentality. In every chance they have to let out their rage and frustration, all they need is just one single reason. All I need is just one reason to attack you. If I say the way you look at me is condescending, and in my religion, if you look at me that way, you deserve to be killed. And you'll be wondering, what kind of religion is that? Then I unleash this violence on you. Now, this is strange to you because number one, you are not in that, you don't know that religion, or you don't kind of follow that religion. You get what I mean now? So it's not complex. It is taking advantage of the poor people using religion, just an excuse, just something. So if they say, okay, if you do that, it's justifiable. I mean, it's justified in the course of this, so and so. And then you see preachers that encourages same. Okay? If anybody does this, if you do this, you are doing it in the name of God. Yes, you are right. And let me tell you something. In case, if you have lived all your life in Nigeria and you've never been outside Nigeria, okay? You see, outside Nigeria, in the rest of the world, any religion that can make you either attack, kill, or do as told, they are not called religion outside Nigeria. They are called cults. Cult followership. It's like cults. In northern Nigeria, they have different Islamic cults that have different teachings. They have different people they groomed for their own different teachings of Islam in northern Nigeria. This clash of cultism exists in northern Nigeria. So if you go to some part of northern Nigeria and you do some things and you realize that people didn't kind of are so aggressive, right? And you go to another part of northern Nigeria and they start warning you in this axis of this particular part, yeah? Don't try this, don't try that, because the people that control this area, they are more fanatics. They do, their sheikh has told them, if they kill you, government cannot arrest them. You will see policemen and their van, they will watch you being beaten to death or burned to death. Nobody will touch them in that part. People, that kind of, that's what, but outside Nigeria, in America, there has been several cults. People who believe in different kind of faith, religion. There are those who have camped very massive land in America, who have camped their followers that believe that the world was going to end. Several cults who have killed themselves en masse because of what they believed in. If you go, there are those who have engaged the American authority in gun duel. Because according to them, they saw that American government was going to come in and attack them because of their faith. There are courts and where they tell you that your faith is so huge and so strong, there is nothing like it that exists in the world. See, you might have grown up in Nigeria and be hearing about Muslim Christians. In this world that we are, my dear brothers and sisters, there are over 10,800 religions in this world. You know why? There are over 7 billion human beings on this earth. And guess what? The people who don't get religion at all, they don't have any religion at all, they are the highest in the world. These are facts. So if you have your religion and you have this number that is making you feel like you are conquering the world, they are lying to you. There is no religion conquering any world. Your faith with your God and the peace that comes with it, and also the tolerance that comes with it, is actually the symbol that tells us the difference between the religions. That's all. In Nigeria, they've manipulated it so well that even those who are in authority, supposed people to follow the law and prevent all this barbarity, they have been completely, they're like dogs that have been chained, right? They can't even bark, talk less of biting. Now, when you have a country like that, there is always going to be a clash of what? Now, knowing that you have cultists pretending to be Muslims or Christians in Nigeria, giving you different orders, telling you you are doing it for God, you are doing it to protect Allah, you are doing it to protect this or that. They are deceiving you. Number one, they are deceiving you. Anything you do for that your Allah, to hurt, if you hurt anybody in the name of Allah, you are not doing it for Allah. You are helping them to spread the fear, to say whatever Muslim wants, they must get. But guess what? In the long run, the suffering in Nigeria is not limited to non-Muslims. Remember that. So these cultists in Nigeria, they have their own Islamic Sharia north. When I say Islamic Sharia, even though Nigeria is meant to be, not to be an Islamic country, where they said, according to the law of Nigeria, every Nigerian is free to live and work and do business in any part of Nigeria. But you and I know it is not true. You know that. I cannot go to some part of Nigeria and open up alcoholic business, clubhouse, and the rest of that. There are some part of Nigerians that will tell you, but why would you go and do that there? Even though Nigeria is not an Islamic country. A lie. But you know where the corruption that brought about this destruction in Nigeria, you know where it has led people to? People are now using this blasphemy, okay, to go after people that they want dead. Are you following me? Because there is no way to prove that somebody has blasphemed against the prophet when they are dead. You know, when you are dead, how do you prove it to the court that you didn't blaspheme? When the people that committed the murder are not arrested, not on trial, not anywhere. So how do you prove that somebody has blasphemed against the prophets when they are not given the chance to actually say what they, right? So the corruption of a jungle justice in this regard, which is like justified in this part of northern Nigeria, because they will say, why did you even say that? The person they are asking, why did you insult prophets, is dead or she's dead. The murderers are bragging and walking freely everywhere. And everybody will just be like, you shouldn't go to the northern Nigeria if you cannot respect their culture. Is it their culture or is it Islamic religion? If you kill people because they insulted prophets, and your religion doesn't say you should kill them that way, and you say it's your culture to kill people who insult, so is it your culture or the religion? You know, the mixed match, that is where I'm coming to. You have no chance to defend yourself in this case. So if you want somebody gone in your community, let me give you instances. A woman was killed in that same northern Nigeria because she was preaching too early in the morning. And her preaching, Christian preaching in the morning, was preventing the morning prayers from the mosques. So they said they told her to stop coming out early in the morning, like 5:30, when they are going to do the prayer. But no, she would always come out that time. And that was insulting their religion. So you know what they did to her? They killed her. And they justified that nobody was arrested or tried. A woman who had a shop. This one is actually a Yoruba woman. She had a shop somewhere in that same northern Nigeria. And she said, she told some of those malams who were like, they did their ablution and they were doing their prayer in front of her stall. So she told them to move away. Please don't block my shop again. I don't want you to be praying here again. You know what they said? Somebody now said that the woman touched the Quran. And for touching the Quran, that's blasphemy. They came, they grabbed the woman, and they beat her to death. But primarily, it was because she said, please, how could you come and start praying in front of my shop? Go and pray elsewhere. Go and do it. Go and do it on the side. And they said, no, they will do it here. She objected. They killed her. Deborah, this time last year, the whole world was watching. What happened to that young girl? What happened to Deborah? Deborah, who is a student, a college student in Sokoto there, they said they had a student WhatsApp group where they normally share their assignments. If they are given assignment, they will be sharing it among themselves in that WhatsApp group. But suddenly, these Islamic fanatics, who are also students, they started sharing, like Latuli Qadri this, Islamic this, Islamic preaching that, Allah this, Allah that. And she came and said, guys, why don't you just open a different page for this, your Islamic messages, instead of you spamming this group, which is meant for us to be sharing assignments, school assignments. Why don't you go and do that? And the next thing, they sent a message to their MSMS or something, the Muslim society in that school, and they said, Deborah insulted Prophet Muhammad. And that's it. Once they passed the message, the next thing, once they cited her, they started stoning her, beating her. And the message was, she insulted the prophet. She insulted the prophet. She must die. She must die. Students who are in schools, studying in schools. Yeah? They stoned her to death. She ran. Policemen saw her. They didn't save her. She ran and ran around. She couldn't run anymore. The security of her school, they saw her. They didn't save her. When she ran and fell, they beat her to death there. They set her ablaze and they made video of it. They said, we have killed the infidel. We have killed anybody that insulted our prophet. Because the message was, she insulted the prophet. They killed her. And that one is even so ridiculous. The ridiculousness is this. Those who killed her out of the rage of the people were like, what? You know that, you remember now, last year, 2022, you must arrest the people. They said they've arrested them. And guess what? In January 2023, this year, the courts discharged and acquitted these guys. I mean, these guys made video. They said, this is the matches. This is the matches I used to burn her. The video is everywhere. Their faces, everything was everywhere. Right? And the court discharged them. You know why? Because the police that pretended to have arrested them out of the rage of the people then, they never showed up since the first day they took them to court. They never showed up again. They just left them there. Every time court showed and they bring them to court, the police, the prosecution will not show up since last year. So January this year, the court discharged and acquitted them of murder. And that's where they are in society right now. God knows, maybe they are part of those who stoned this trader. Like I said, there's no chance for probe. There's no fair hearing. Once you raise the alarm, Baba, you are dead. You will be lucky if you are saved. If I am walking now and I park my car and I walk to go and buy something in that shop, and somebody says, hey, started speaking Hausa or any language I don't understand, they can start beating me up. Before you know it, they will say I have insulted or I have desecrated the Quran. They just need to say something. And that's it. No justification, no fair hearing. You are dead, even if you are a Nigerian. In fact, that you are a Nigerian. And for peace to reign, you need to respect that. If you therefore feel otherwise, then you are calling for something that is going to divide Nigeria. How dare you trying to divide Nigeria? A trader got stoned to death yesterday. I mean, like other horrible news you hear from Nigeria, this one is one of those that people just hear them and they move on. Ridiculous, yeah? But when you sit down and just kind of reason it, like normally, just reason it. Like I said, don't look at it from the lenses of your religion, your tribe, your ethnic, and the rest of that. Because right now in Nigeria, there is nowhere, no part of Nigeria that is not marginalized. No part of Nigeria that is not sharing in this poverty. No part of Nigeria that is not sharing in this whole madness right now. You are just coping. That's what you're doing. But look at this that exists in a country that is supposed to be a model country for the rest of Africa. The big brother of Africa. But that became the crippled giant of Africa. Nigeria has become more or less like a burden of Africa. Nigerians are being despised, hated upon by other Africans, because rather than us being the model for the rest of Africa, the failure at home, the failure back home is presenting us as a burden to the rest of Africa. Now, when you look at all of this, we all share in all of this. Where is that your God? Where is that your faith? Where is all of this belief? Where is that your tribe belief? Where is that your ethnic belief? That one you hold so dearly, that you are ready to kill for. But the criminals who are actually enjoying the division so much, that you are also backing. Where is all of this? There's no part of Nigeria that is not affected right now. Poor electricity. Tell me about it. Tell me any part of Nigeria that your children are not still shouting up NEPA, even when they have changed the name for nearly 20 years now to PHCN, Power Holding. Yet, even the children they gave birth to this year, once they begin to stalk, up NEPA, up NEPA, up NEPA. Tell me where they don't say that in Nigeria today. Tell me where this child mortality rate is not high in Nigeria today. Tell me where this poverty, underdevelopment, infrastructural decay, and all the things that touches and affects you. Tell me where this unemployment does not touch currently in Nigeria today. Tell me. Everybody is having a share of the failure. But you are divided by religion, tribe, and all those things that just want to make you feel superior, like you are superior than the other and all of that. It doesn't work that way. So take a look at it. They stoned somebody to death for insulting the prophet, who would never hear his own side of the story. And the state governor came out to say, he's a new governor, and he said he's not going to tolerate anybody insulting the prophet. What's he talking about? They just murdered somebody. I would probably have seen where it's going to say, oh, we're going to launch investigation. But we know what it means. If it says it's launching investigation, it's telling his base that what they did is wrong. And he can't say that. He can't say that. None of them can. Especially with the political structure of Nigeria, which is based on ethnic, tribe, and religion, supremacy. So they are not helping matter. Like I said, you would expect those who are constitutionally empowered to stop that, right? And arrest those who are trying to take the law in their hands, lynch people in public. You got what I mean? In the name of religion. And you will never hear the other side story. Like, how do you actually move a society like that? Move the society forward like that? And who is going to be next? A guy has been sentenced to death in Kano because he posted something on social media that they considered an insult to the prophet. And the court that sentenced him to death is a Sharia court. Sharia court, not Nigeria court. Although they kind of believe that the Sharia court can sentence you to death, or you're practically not going to be killed. But imagine being sentenced to death for insulting a prophet in Nigeria. The purpose is actually not that they respect the prophet themselves. Drug abuse, child abuse, rape culture, all the horrible things that ordinarily God should frown at are the things that these criminals are doing. Those who are religious, you will see their countenance, you will see their attitude to, for example, drug addicts, to rapists, to children molesters, child molester, to who again? Homosexuals. You know, a lot of us who today have this cringe feeling towards the homosexuals and whatever sexual orientation anybody chooses to call themselves, right? All of this came from our new religious background, okay? However, religiously, you are kind of not expected to publicly say you are gay if you are from Nigeria. Like those who have came out to say they are this or that, and they are Nigerians, they will tell you what the response of the general public is. Even those who don't know you, the way they reacted to you, the way they treat you, it was like, I read a lot, especially on social media. Now, you will think people who hate homosexuals, gay, lesbians, bisexuals, queers, and the rest of them, those who will say, and all of that, because, it's evil. You'll be so surprised that these are the same people who are sodomizing children. Raping young children. Raping little girls. Sodomizing little boys. And giving drugs to underage to rape them. They are doing all of this secretly. And you know where this is so massive? Northern Nigeria. Do you see the hypocrisy? They will agree that you should be killed because you are homosexual. How dare you? It's not in our religion. It's against the will of God. It's God this. What majority of all these politicians in Northern Nigeria, especially those of them who have money, you know why? Because they think they could do it. They are bunch of criminals that, if to say government really exists, these guys are not going to be governors. They're not going to be senators. They're not going to be president or anything you call them today. They're not going to be sheikh. They're not going to be your bishop and all these things you call them. They're going to be called their true name. pedophiles, criminals, rapists, sodomizers, bunch of rogues that don't belong to anywhere. Human beings exist. The hypocrisy stinks. When you look at some of these children in northern Nigeria, Almajiri children, that they failed to train, they failed to give education to, they failed to give the proper empowerment, something that will actually give them the lifetime empowerment to be on their own without having to carry bowls everywhere. They said it's their culture for their children to be begging. No, it is not. They are breeding people that they can do whatever they like with, including children. We saw them, they were marrying underage children, and they said it is allowed in Islam. It is because these are pedophiles hiding behind religion to perpetrate all manner of evil that only if law exists, if there's actually law, okay, this bunch of rogues will never parade themselves as your lawmakers or anything. If you pay attention very well, they use you, they legitimize all the rogues and everything. But go and see what they are doing to children in northern Nigeria. Poor children in northern Nigeria. Go and see what they are doing to them. No one is protecting them. Nobody. Because what they are actually interested in is to have money. Once you have money, you can do anything. Southern Nigeria is a place where somehow you will think is similar. No. If you sodomize anybody in southern Nigeria, you know you are actually calling for your own self-destruction. You will never mean anything anymore. Anywhere, except if you relocate to northern Nigeria. Meanwhile, the northern Nigeria is where Islam. They will kill you if you are homosexual. They will kill you if you do something that they say is anti-Islam. And they will justify it. But you know those who are justifying all of this, they are doing worse. Worse. I don't want to ruin your night, but just imagine it. Where children in their millions, 20 million out of school children, Almajiri. They wake up every day. Nobody knows where they come out from, but you see them every day. And you ask yourselves, what happened to the Islamic pillar that talks about zakat and giving to the poor and improving the life of the poor and defending the poor, protecting the poor? This pillar of Islam, that the people who are so fanatic and fanatical about this Islam are unable to invest their blood money in improving the lives of the people they should care for more, women and children. Have you ever asked yourself that? No? Of course. But you should. Meanwhile, let me take a short break before we continue, okay? I want you to tell me in the last, it's almost an hour anyway, what do you think about these new changes I made? The video, the blinking, the freezing, and all the things that are always frustrating that we kind of have been dealing with. What do you think? I will read your comments, but you can take a moment and just like the broadcast too, okay? Don't go anywhere. I'll drink tea, all right? And then I will continue. We'll continue in a minute. Thank you very much. And then to everyone who has managed to drop their own offering, I want to say thank you to you. And then to my, okay, let me send the thank you to all the platforms, okay? To my 2,000 brethren on YouTube right now, thanks for dropping your own offering. And to my other members gathering out there on Facebook, so thank you too. And I believe everything is still very much perfect. So I'm going to speak a little bit further. This time I'm supposed to go, deeper in northern Nigeria. But yeah, I have actually spoken so much that a lot of you kind of get the message, I will believe. Okay. So if people want to live like that, like barbarians, okay, they want to live like in 300 AD. Now, it's fine, but we must have that conversation to say if we want to exist with them that way. But if those who are putting all this madness, who are kind of sort of condoning this madness for political gain, right? If they continue to make it look like it must be accepted in a way that we are now living in a world where we believe all these strange ideologies, all these strange ideas, these religious ideologies, they are no longer being limited to northern Nigeria anymore. They are already being spread. And in fact, they are spreading them with more violence. More or less like, if you don't accept it, that means you hate our religion. And if you hate our religion, we are allowed to kill you for that. So you have no choice. Now, this aggression, this way of life, with this, what we have witnessed in the last 10 years in Nigeria, okay, it is ideal for everybody to begin to say, should you want to exist with this kind any longer, or you want to wait until some group of misguided idiots begin to shout Allah Akbar at Ake in Abeokuta, and begin to chase somebody that they want to kill because they believe that person just insulted their prophet? Is that when you begin to be like, okay, we need to? No, there will be problems. And to prevent and avoid that, right? A conversation to say, if people want to live like that, all right, if they want to live like those living in caves, using religion as their cover, they have the right to, right? But what shouldn't kind of be made to look normal is that the poverty that they weaponized in Nigeria is enough to legitimize killing people in the name of religion. You've seen it elsewhere too. I'm saying this today, that things like this will continue to give credence to our own advocacy that says there are so many conjectures, there are so many mismatch here, okay? When you say Nigeria, Nigerians, the lies they told us for so long, they have all come to light, whereby a lot of people are asking questions that even those who told us these lies, and they have always been kind of, when they tell you one lie, they have to cover it with another lie and another lie and another lie. And for 60 years, they have been unable to answer that one question. And that question is, one, who is a Nigerian? What makes you a Nigerian? And then you can ask the follow-up questions like, what are those things that you actually will say makes you a Nigerian? So that when somebody is being treated differently, you can say, well, it's because they are not Nigerians. You see, all these questions that we've been asking that they will normally kind of cover up with, see, leave all of that. Let us just come together. Let us just leave all of that. What we need is unity. All we need is to pray to God to come to, all this nonsense they always say, avoiding the conversation. Listen, there are people who want to live in 300 AD, the world that existed 3,000 years ago. They still want to live like that, okay? Which they have the right to if they want to. There are those who don't want to live in that world anymore, the world of fear, the fear of being killed because of what you believe in or not. Now, if you forced all of these kind of people together in a single country, and you call them one, okay? Without actually, discussing these differences. In fact, deciding based on these differences. That's so unfair. And I keep saying it. It's so unfair that those who should be at the forefront of saving the generations coming, so that they won't sit down like me and you today, worrying, where is this headed? What's going to be the end? You know what I mean? Because you know something? Nobody has monopoly of violence. So, sure you get. At some point, what this is driving or is going to drive to, with all of these differences, people want this one want that. This one says, if you don't accept this, we are going to kill you. If you don't accept that, we are going to fight you. This one is must up. And if you continue like that, with this proliferation of small arms and all that in Nigeria, it's not even small arms. We have people who have enough ammunition and weapons to stage a war. Nigeria will witness a civil war. The one that will eventually prompt everybody to ask and say, okay, come, what are you fighting for? Everybody come together. Why are you fighting yourselves? And then you begin to say, well, I don't agree with that arrangement. I don't agree with this I don't want this. We don't want that. And they'll say, okay, why are you together then? We don't want to be together. Because that's where it's going to end. Some people can kill people because of religion, right? Others can kill people because they need their land. Okay? And others can kill and chase people away from their land because they feel like, they shouldn't be there. All of these things are existing problems that ordinarily come together. Let us unite. Let us pray. Cannot take away. They can't take them away. You see where I said conversation? Those who want Biafra, those who want a Yoruba nation, those who want Kwarafa nation, those who want what do you call that one? Restructuring, those who want regionalism, those who confederation, everyone who wants something, you must bring them. And those who want Sharia, those who want this, you know what I mean? You can have all you want. If everybody decide that to respect everybody's wants, and you can only respect everybody's wants if you have the courage to come together with all sincerity, not with any hidden agenda of, okay, we'll pretend this and we'll add this. It won't work. Oyibo that gave Nigeria independence for their business to continue. They don't want anything to disrupt any of their business, even though they won't be physically present. They don't want you to start fighting war and disrupt the supply. In their own wisdom, they didn't match us together. I mean, they didn't match us together the way you now have the unitary system of government in Nigeria today. They didn't do that. They managed to respect what worked then. A regional system of government that gave everyone the independence to decide how they want to grow, how they want their people to grow, whatever they wanted. That was what it's all about. But it didn't last. Excuse me. It did not last. And the one they used in replacing it is a unitary system that says, we are one Nigeria. How can we be one Nigeria? And somebody will look at me and call me an infidel. And you want me to smile? Almajiri is their Hausa name for service. That's what I heard too. Although it has become a slow word. Oh, Almajiri, you Almajiri beggar. Almajiri sin is not begging. Almajiri sin, from waiting me I hear, they say it is like service. In fact, it's an act of a responsibility on somebody highly respected in a community to care for children whose parents cannot care for or who have lost their parents. Okay? They will give them education, they will give them food, they will give them shelter, and like that. They don't send them begging. So in northern Nigeria, they turn Almajiri sin, responsibility of a leader, Islamic leader, or any elder. They turned it into the children as young as 2 years old to be begging to feed the sheikh and his wives. So it wasn't meant to be until it became what it. So yeah, everybody can have what they want. That's the point. You can have what you want if you realize that others also have wants too. But the moment you begin to try to cover all of these differences, you don't want to talk about them with, let us just come together. Now, since you have been saying, let us come to, your leaders always say that too. How far is your coming together? How far has it taken you? We are not meant to be together. Everybody can be whatever they want. You can have the Islamic Republic of Arewa. You can call Northern Nigeria, Nigeristan. Anything. And people who are going to, it's like me now, to go and apply for the visa of Afghanistan. If I tell you that I have a trip, I have a trip to Iraq, Afghanistan, and Iran, what would you say? What would be your first thoughts? And say, Maiyegun, what are you talking about? What do you want to go and do in Afghanistan? You know I don't have any business there, right? So it's the same thing. If we respect who we are, if we respect who we were before they forced this one Nigeria on us, today, all this story about burning people, killing people because of Muhammad, there will be stories that a lot of you will be reading with surprises in your own country. For example, in Oduduwa Republic, the Yoruba nation, you'll be reading and say, that one is bad though. Why would they kill people because of well, that's their belief. Don't go there. Nobody will send their children there to go and study that particular religion from Yoruba land. I can bet you with that, because it's not going to be useful. The people from Biafra, even if you say you want to call yourself Ijo nation, Yoruba nation, in your country, you will be reading about people being burned, killed, and you'll be agonizing, maybe in support. But you will not have to send your children there. If you send your children there, you have to abide by everything they say there. The law. It's as simple as that. You have that choice. But when you force people together and call them one country, and the only way to cause problem in Nigeria, is to try and tell them that they cannot kill people because of religion. You cannot destroy people's business because your religion says you shouldn't drink alcohol. It's Nigeria. It's not Nigeristan. Some of you, I'm glad I'm talking about this tonight. A lot of you who travel to Abuja, if you are watching me from Abuja, you have a chance to say, Maiyegun, you are lying in the comment section. But if you are not living in Abuja, and you say I am lying, so if you are living in Abuja, you have the right to say I am lying here. Okay? Say Abuja is at the center of the map called Nigeria today. Okay? Which means it is right there in the middle belt part of Nigeria. By design, it's inside the middle belt. I'll show you the map. May not be like, say, what are you talking? Abuja is not northern Nigeria, okay? So Abuja is in that, you see that yellow place, right there, the Bayi people. You see them, the Galandri, you see? That is where Abuja is, very far from Sharia North. But in Abuja, a married woman cannot go to an hotel. She will be arrested. A married woman cannot visit a man in hotel in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. not the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeristan, no. Nigeria, okay? It's not Islamic Sharia anywhere, right? But if you are living in Abuja, it's like this rule. That rule is that they will, if they see women in clubs, even if you go to a club with your man, your boyfriend, your husband, the police in Abuja will arrest you, brutalize your husband. Now, if it's your husband will have to go and show proof that you are his wife at the police station if your own club is raided. Somebody returned to Nigeria and he is into all this NGO and all of that stuff, okay? So the NGO helping people in Nigeria and all that. So he landed in Abuja, okay, and he booked this hotel. He had a meeting with another representative of another NGO that they are meeting. Now, I know, say that Nigerian nursing you done the kicking there. Abi make us still wait. Because I know it won't take long. Why would a married woman visit somebody in a hotel? Abi? Oh yeah? Tell me more. Or make a continue. Because I know, say, at some point, the Nigerian nursing you is going to kick in. A lot of you saying this too. Some of you live abroad. Your wives, your working class wives, who have their own professional life, they have their family life. You know how it is, Abi. But in Nigeria, once that enter you, the Nigerianness in you will begin to speak, Abi. Don't worry. This guy landed in Abuja, and this other woman on an appointment came to see him. You see one thing, immediately she walked through the reception and she tapped the door of the person she's waiting for. I mean, she's there to see. Immediately she goes in, right? It wasn't up to 5 minutes. All manner of Islamic kind of police, they showed up. Now, in the first place, even if a married woman or any woman at all choose to meet a man in an hotel, two consenting adults, waiting concern the Islamic police in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, not the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeristan. You know what happened? When they got inside that hotel, they arrested the woman as Ashewo. Even when she's presenting all the files that she was holding and everything, no, you cannot go to any hotel without your husband following you. Moral police in Abuja, they arrested the person that just came back from abroad. They arrested the person who came to see the person that just came back from abroad. The two of them ended up in police station. At first, they didn't even know why they were arrested. The guy was like, is it not Abuja that I am in? Am I in, where am I? It took 24 hours. Social media noise. When they finally kind of said, let's take your statement, they said, in this Abuja, if you are a married woman, or even if you are not married, you are kind of on your own and you can become the victim of these assaults on women in Abuja by any these guys at any time. So what you have to do is, I don't know how you are doing it in Abuja, married women, professional married women, Abi. I'm talking about those of you who have your professional life, working day and night and all of that, meeting clients and then, all that stuff. I don't know how you are doing it. They said a lot of you are adjusting. Only newbies. It has gotten to a stage whereby there are places where women don't even feel safe going to for any relaxation at all. If you go anywhere, your authority in Abuja are kind of morally told that you are up to something. Okay? As an adult, they want to keep Abuja morally free, like they keep Sokoto morally free. in case if you haven't noticed. So, Islamization of Abuja, and now people are kind of adjusting, or brutalization of women. They arrest them at random. They rape them. Yes, rape culture. They will use, what do you call it? Sachet paper, pure water paper. If they can't find condom to rape these women. They don't care who you are. You might be a bank manager anywhere. If you don't get people to rescue you from them, if they take you to their station that night, whatever happened to you? I'm not joking. You see, in southern Nigeria, you have this SARS, and SARS and the rest of that. People are, somebody say Abuja care. Now so we see a more true story. I want people who dey Abuja tell me say a lie, so that I mean, we can begin to share details of that too. But they will tell you, no, in some places, no, Maiyegun is not, Nigerians now, sure you get, but they would never deny it. Moral police in Abuja, moral people to share, you know what I mean? You cannot walk like that. You cannot wear that dress. Are you not supposed to be married? You're supposed to be a married man. Where is your husband? Did your husband allow you to go and meet her? So is your husband this and that? Asking you something like that. If you fall their victim, ask those who have. So this is what I mean. All these ideologies, they'll spread them until people will be like, hey, you know what? We're working about the war last year. Yeah, you're going to get to a stage that you're going to tell yourself that, no, this is not right. A lot of you are going to pretend once they get closer to you. You know Nigerians, right? There are some Nigerians that if all of these things we are talking about are not happening to them, if none of them is happening to them, maybe they are not even happening. Maybe they are not that bad. Maybe he's just exaggerating. I mean, it can't be that bad, Abi. Is it that bad? Are you sure, Maiyegun? These are people who are like, man, I mean, is it the moment that thing happened to them? Maiyegun, you need to, that Nigeria cannot work again in this life again. I say, what happened, ba? Maiyegun, that country is, I say, what happened? If you know what happened to me, I've been hearing you all. I say, what happened to you, ma? Experience. And it's not good. You shouldn't wait till you are a victim before you can show conscious interest in what is happening to those who are already victims. Seriously. So I promised that I was going to use tonight as a test so that when I do my broadcast like this, no blinking, no nothing, it's quite good, isn't it? So we should take calls too, so that everybody enjoys it. It's a whole package. And then we can say, maybe we fixed it. Can you even believe that? I spent quite a substantial amount of money to get some of this equipment, right? I won't tell you their prices and all that, okay? But imagine that the same system I got first, this HP laptop that I got first, the cheapest among all my collections, right? A laptop that is actually about £1,000 right? Compared to other expensive stuff that I don't want to tell you their full price yet, right? And it seems to be the one working fine. Never blinked. It worked perfectly well with the new camera. The voice is fine. Somebody said the voice is somehow higher and all that. I'll fix that. But let's take calls and let's see how that sounds too. I'm going to go make myself another cup of tea, okay? You can take a moment and like my broadcast, okay? Like the video. Subscribe to my channel, all right? I am actually chasing 100,000. I want to see what that feels like. 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You can make that happen by ensuring that you engage and all that. If you enjoy my show or you enjoy this, so we'll take calls when I get back, okay? And then we'll see how that also goes. Tonight, before we have some exclusive, perfect, beautiful, show. Don't go anywhere. I will be back.
Sinipe Borochi di Cropoye, everybody to Propoye, yes, Sinipe Borochi di Cropoye, everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone who stayed back. So let's enjoy this further. I have a caller, and I believe I had one and I lost him, but I hope I get him back anyway. So hello there.
How you doing, Mr. Maiyegun?
I am doing very well. I actually feel better tonight. I don't have to worry about all that freezing and all that, and it's quite going on well. You say, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I just want to tell Nigerians I got good news and the bad news. The good news is Nigeria is divided already. The bad news is we're just waiting for the time, the manifestation of it. That's all. That's it. There's no way Tinubu can try to. There's nothing they can do no more. Nigeria is divided. It's done. It's finished. There's nothing this guy can tell us. We can see he can be playing race card against so-called Igbos that you claim they're the Nigerians. I mean, these guys is just wasting people's time. The bad news is we're just waiting for the time to just see the manifestation just happening. That's it. Well, I don't want to stay. Let me give other people some time to call in.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you so much. So what's the experience like for you tonight? Right. Like, did you start with us, Baba?
Yeah.
You did. Anyway, thank you. Let me hear from Idris.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
How are you, brother?
I'm fine, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you always for enlightening us about what is happening in Nigeria and all over the world. And may your YouTube continue to grow higher.
Amen.
This topic about blasphemy that you brought this night, yes, I actually saw it yesterday on Twitter, and there was a time I even wrote an essay on it. I sent it to someone, one Islamic scholar of my set. About this blasphemy, I don't know. I'm a Muslim, but let me just say I hate what these people they are doing. There's different now in our Yoruba side. There's difference between a Muslim and a not. There's difference between Muslim. A Yoruba Muslim cannot pray. I mean, cannot lead any congregation in Hausa in this northern tribe, northern country, this northern state. Now, this is blaspheming of a thing. I don't know why should anyone say that because of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that you want to fight for Prophet Muhammad or you want to fight for Allah. To me, I don't know. You can't fight for God. You cannot fight for God. Why don't you just
and moreover they have weaponized it? They will say go to the street of Kano and say that. They will say go to street. Why are you afraid that if I go to street of Kano and say that something is going to happen to me? Is that not you justifying what I just said?
It is just because they've weaponized poverty.
Go to Kano and say that now and see what will happen to you. Why should something happen to me?
Exactly.
If I tell people not to fight for God and let God fight for Himself. Is that not the difference?
Now, in this country, now we have two types of law. We have our own law in our own Western state, and now in their own northern, they have what we call Sharia. Yes. I don't understand. Now, I don't understand why we should this country that we are into is a secular country that we have. You can practice your own religion. It is a free will, but I don't know.
That is not what it is in practice.
It is written in the constitution like that. Now I know you can practice your religion without any
to death.
Imagine,
and there's no police, there's nobody to stop them.
I just watched it on Twitter now. I saw a small boy. I saw a small boy stoning that man.
A small boy.
A small boy.
And other small kids there. They were stoning this guy.
Like, hey,
I was like,
my God.
They have that experience from this age. What are they going to grow up to become? Would you tell that boy later that it's wrong to stone this and he will actually believe you? There's something wrong
in this country. There's something wrong.
Idris,
there's something wrong.
We can make it everybody can have
please, the last one, please, kindly like and share. Please. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
good night, sir.
Idris, all right. I have another person on the line. And just like I said, it seems smooth tonight. Hello,
Mike. Yeah, this is Emeka from London.
Oh, Emeka, please. Yeah, go on. Yeah,
I've been trying to call you for a couple of days. Obviously, I've been watching some more. I'm going to drag people back a bit. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to start with the issue of people talking about if the Igbos are chased out of Lagos and then the Yorubas have nobody to defend them, which I believe you rightly stopped them on the day they were having that conversation. What people don't understand is, the North have realized that there's a lot of intermarriages between the southern Nigeria. And you cannot, and where those intermarriages are coming from the churches. So in order to stop that happening, is to create this regulation of Christianity in Nigeria. Now, they are not doing it with a northern president, they are doing it with a southern president. A Muslim, creating a division between the ethnic Yoruba people that normally marry with Igbo using these Emiloko boys as a conduit pipe to create that disorder. But what they forget to realize is that the days of NTA giving us only source of information has gone. There is the days of people like Maiyegun, there is Twitter, there is other places. People will see through all this their drama, no matter how hard they try. So for those people still getting upset about what you normally call Lagos about because don't get worried about them. Everybody has a time to shine in Nigeria. When they finish and they'll pack themselves and go away.
That's right.
And the reality will come back again. With the issue of the people, the one you're talking about, somebody being stolen in Sokoto, these things have been happening. Even the former CDM governor did similar to when he was young. What's his name? Sanusi. Right. Go and check it. In the 80s, we did it. So this has been a trend. And because that is why every time you bring education to the North, the Northern elite don't want it because they know that once the people get educated, their eyes will open and they will begin to challenge them like we are challenging some of our own in the South. We may not notice that we are challenging them. What you're doing now is challenging the people. You cannot do this in the North. If you try this in the North, you're in trouble. No. So
you would have issued some fatwa on me many times anyway.
Thank you. Not only you, they will have taken your family,
my family, anything associated with me. You're right. I can't. I wouldn't.
But they cannot do that. If they try that here in the South, people will revolt on your behalf. And that is what people don't. I understand we're angry, we're upset. Everything has a time. They will keep doing what they are doing, but just don't look into this and just let it go. Very soon, people are becoming more aware of their rights in Nigeria.
Yes.
The elections are beginning to open people's eyes. Peter Obi opened people's eyes to know that they can actually change the system. They may not achieve it, but after this court now, people will now realize that we've made the effort to change. You people have refused. The next stage is going to be violence. And when people react now, at that point, the government will have no justification to say, calm down, like this is the answer, we'll look into it. The people have given them all the possible. It's like when you're dragging a rope, you're giving the person more rope, giving them more rope, giving more rope. It gets to a point where the patience of the people will become exhausted completely. And I can see that happening in the next election. Because these people that are youth now will have their own children, and the people that have seen double shaking now that you're talking about will now realize what you're telling them 20, 15 years ago. Then the boiling point will be so overwhelming that they will be begging people like you to say, please, tell them to calm down. It's just this last time. You know, it's not telling them, no, I've been telling them to calm down for 10 years. It's not going to happen again.
You're right. That's why we said at the time is going to tell in all of this, because people are getting more aware. They are becoming more aware and aware of what is going on around them. They're asking questions, right? And somehow, right, they believe, like you said, that they can actually take these guys on. Oh yeah, time will tell. Emeka, thank you so much. Let me take another one, right?
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks, thank you so much. That's Emeka there. Again, sorry, my caller, just a quick one, okay? Sometimes if you are watching this broadcast, right, it's like a production that is of different mix here, right? Sometimes my my voice may be sounding like I'm speaking over my speaker, right? This period, right, is in between this, you know, because it's a phone call that could be delayed, and there's this delay, there's stuff. And when all of it come out to you, they just come like and all that. So yes, please have that in mind. Okay, I have my caller. Hello.
Hey, boy. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Baba. How you doing?
Hey, boy. I mean, thank you for everything that you've been doing for for the community. It's good, really going a long way, man.
Thanks, man.
But I remember many years ago, I was living in Plateau, and a lot of people in the West don't really know, don't know the story about what is really happening. And I mean, for those who are still listening to the mainstream media, it's just a total waste of time. I could remember like 5 years that the governor had to call off New Year Eve. I remember sometimes that every Sunday we know that bomb blast will sound. We will call ourselves, say, "Oh, you don't hear any sound?
Any new one yet?"
You don't hear any new one. You can't. Later we now hear around 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock at Catholic, at one Catholic church or one Anglican church or one Redeem. For like 5 years back to back. like that. You know, and I think as Nigerians, we all need to start standing up for ourselves. You know, I was watching the Kenya president speech in Paris. We really need to start standing up, and you're right. It's a matter of time.
Yes.
You know, a time is coming now that there will be a serious revolution. You know, and Africa as a whole.
Yeah, the more the people know things, right? The more they
Yeah.
want to change it. Because people are beginning to find out that they can actually change things, but we are still divided. A lot of us, right? But people believe that the more people understand.
Media.
Go on, Baba.
Thank God for social media. You know, for those who witnessed MKO 1993, SDP, NRC, IBB must go, Babangida must go.
Yeah.
You know, no camera. We don't even get camera phone that time.
No.
You know, many of those atrocities were swept under the carpet. You know, but thank God for social media. You know, and thank God for the record. The record is there. You know, and their names. You know, I know Buhari name will never be remembered for good.
Never.
You know, I know there are many other names as well.
Should never be remembered for good. But in Nigeria, they are rewarding criminals. Nigerians are going to be missing Buhari soon with this guy.
Yeah, they should keep gathering all the wealth, all the assets. They should keep buying houses. You know, it's just so sad. It's so sad as in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Baba. I'll take another one. Thank you very much for being part of this too. Okay, like I said, we will kind of make it cha-cha-cha. You know, like once we know that that's all sorted, that's it. We can always have our loaded exclusive anytime. Hello there. I believe I have taken this call. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maiyegun General.
Prince JJ Man. How are you?
Baba with the hello.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Vaya Tukano Mike.
Thank you.
You know, the hala. And I'm so very happy. I see equipment don't improve.
Nobody say I go buy anything new. No improve anything other than say, wait to. If I they do big boy, they pack this or this apple, let's say I just do myself, right? This one, okay. Go back to my first, my first love when it comes to my broadcasting. This beautiful laptop. I decided to turn it on again today, and look at us.
Wow!
Look at us.
Wow!
It's not even blinked once.
Fantastic.
Not even once. See what I suffered for. But I'm glad that we finally kind of getting it, okay? And it's just going to get better. I promise.
That's all, Baba. Yeah, Maiyegun General. You see, we no go tire. If the papa will say pikin no go rest. You know, na rat race, nine go there for house. You know, say Nigeria and they too they forget. Now the problem where Nigeria gets. They too they forget. And you see this criminals where they rule Nigeria. That's one device where they use seriously. You see, the device where they use this, when they commit one crime, when you are shouting, say, Pamio, they won't kill me here. They will commit another one that will make your mind go away from the one they've committed. You understand? These are the things. You know, congratulations to them. You know that the new drug lord is the one that commanded the army to shoot the Nigerian children at the toll gate.
At toll gates now.
That is the same person. Nigeria have forgotten. That is the same person is the one they are telling us to let's move along. Okay, let's continue to move along. Over our dead body, IPOB Biafrans, we can move forward. You cannot give a thief, a rat, a fish to keep for you. Okay? You see, if one thing happen, one evil happen and you keep quiet, it will graduate into abomination. You understand? That is what is happening in Nigeria. Shame to all these calm presidents that spoke last time that you you showed on your program. Shame unto him. Shebi Dobara Samuel was killed. What did they do? They didn't do anything. That's what emboldened these people. You know, we have told them Nigeria is very simple. The problem to solve Nigeria, and the problem of Nigeria to be solved is very simple. If everybody have their own country, like Cotonou and Togo that is near us, there's no herdsmen terrorism there. For goodness sake, immediately you cut everybody into pieces. You will guard your own border. And this will first of all solve the problem of insecurity of herdsmen, blasphemy, and their attack and kidnapping. You solve that one. Then you come inside your house and face your own Oduduwa chief. I will face my own Biafra chief. You understand? Arewa will face their own Arewa chief. Not that when the herdsmen come to and steal my property, you say inside one Nigeria. I want to hold him. You say no because of his Fulani. That's what we are suffering. We are going nowhere with terrorism. There's no country that terrorism strikes as an industry that ever moves forward. No. It's as simple as that, Maiyegun General. You know, now we have a chief at the center there, and they are telling us to move forward. Moving forward to where? First of all, they have given us sufficiency. People are suffering now. There's no money. Hunger is everywhere. There was hunger before they came. To tell you that they are not going anywhere. The first thing they did was to give themselves palliative by 114% increment.
Yes.
For them to even say it out of their mouth is an abomination. You know, that people are suffering. We are poverty capital of the world, Nigeria, you know, and they see the suffering of the people. They show that they don't even care if you are how many people that are dying, you know, how many people that are being kidnapped, they don't care.
They will tell you that today people they die. Is it today that people are dying? Is it Tinubu that is killing people? I've been at Buhari, they kill people. See, it's never ends.
Terrible.
It never ends.
It's terrible. Divide Nigeria and save lives.
Tell them.
Divide Nigeria. Let them free Nnamdi Kanu and set a date for referendum. That is where we are, Maiyegun General.
Until everybody sees it that way, we can continue to dance around the can. Eventually, maybe those of us who are, when we finish killing ourselves, those who are left, they'll finally say, you know what, let's call for referendum and have these chats. The Prince.
Exactly.
But take another one.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you so much
God bless.
For calling in. Oh, I just missed that. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it. Hello. There.
Hey, Mr. Maiyegun, this is first time caller. This is Roy from Virginia.
Oh,
I'm so happy that you're taking my call today.
I'm going to remember
that. Yes, sir.
That.
Yes, sir.
How you doing,
man?
Sir?
I'm all right, sir. I really appreciate what you're doing on your platform. It's really a big thing. The media we have in Nigeria is not doing anything about, showing people what's really happening. But what you're doing is really big, and I want to appreciate you on that.
Thank you very much.
Why I'm calling today is because, like I said yesterday, and like you also said yesterday, Nigeria is going to self-destruct. But we also too have to put the pressure on them. We have to press their neck from wherever we are, spread the word, post things that would really provoke Nigerian government, expose them, to talk to people like the way you are doing, so that we can have a ripple effect. When people are seeing what is happening, the more we expose it, the more they cannot hide for too long, and they'll keep on doing more mistakes. So I think there's no hope for Nigeria. Anybody who believes in one Nigeria or who wants, from my WhatsApp right now, I have no picture there. You know why? Because people are begging me for money. People are hungry in Nigeria. That's why I'm trying to hide in WhatsApp. I don't have any DP on my WhatsApp. I'm not on Instagram anymore because every time people are asking for money. And these are the same people that will still sell their votes, sell their conscience, and they are still suffering this same problem. And another issue I think Nigeria has is the so-called clergymen, the Muslim clerics. They are all part of the same pot of stew. They and these politicians. So the only way people can have a complete change is for everybody to wake up and see that this country is not working. Nigeria is a Titanic that is sinking. It's sinking. There is no hope for it. And we have a pirate who's a captain claiming that he can save people on that vessel. The only way is for people to find their way and leave that country. Thank you so much, Maiyegun. I just want to call in. And I enjoy your program. Please keep up what you're doing. I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too for being part of it, because you are those who make it more interesting, because a lot of other opinions that pop up where people share their views and all that makes this exclusive. And I appreciate every one of you. Here we are. Hello there.
Hello, good evening.
Princess, how are you?
Oh, wow. I'm fine, you?
I'm very well, oh, thanks for
good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am. Please.
Baba, actually, let's start the program with you. But I joined a few minutes ago, and I've been listening to people calling in and saying stuff, yeah? And I want to add my little bit to it. We are Southerners, yeah?
Yes, we are.
Igbos, Yoruba, you know, we don't discriminate against each other. We don't discriminate against ourselves.
No, in religious way.
We would go to the Christians will come to our house. We'll serve them food on Salah on Wednesday, and they will eat. You know, some will come back to your house for more. When they're having Christmas, we will go to their houses, yeah, when we were small. Even now, till now, you see how people go to each other's houses, eat. It is nothing. But with these people coming around and making the whole thing look like it is a big deal, I don't understand. I don't understand what we are doing with these people.
Killing people, like burning people, showing that, you know, all the superiority. Like, I mean, this is 2023 now.
Sad, Maiyegun. Sad, you know. It is very sad, and I don't know what we are doing with these people. Like he said a few days ago, you know, if you see Fulani or Hausa in your forest, believe you me, your resources is what they are mining there.
Not cows, not any other thing that they want to make you believe.
No. There is nothing like Ruga or Veruga Ibarapa Okeogun. That Sunday go went to chase what's his name? Sondoko to chase Injustice.
Oh,
yeah.
I will remember. Conti Saliu.
Saliu. Wakili.
No, Saliu first. Saliu was the first one, then Wakili later. But yeah, I get you. Go on.
Maiyegun Ibarapa Okeogun has the best tourmaline in the whole world.
What is tourmaline?
Tourmaline is like a gemstone. Yeah.
Tourmaline.
I'll show you when we have our meetings on Saturday.
I'm gonna.
I have a garnet on my neck.
Continue, Sha.
Yeah, I have a garnet on my neck right now as we speak. But the best tourmaline in the whole world, check it out, is that Okeogun Asiasi Barapa.
Tourmaline stone.
There, Maiyegun. Yeah, it is there. These things are there. The BSL is here. If BSL is online, it will tell you, it will second whatever it is I'm saying right now.
Our people in the Barapa,
I have always said it. Okay, Benny. Look at Elisha. Elisha has got mad goals. But you will see our young men in Elisha, Maiyegun. They collect this, whatever money it is, they collect 200 naira, and they just put this barrier on the road. If you give them 200 naira, they release that, they take that barrier off the road and allow Hausa Fulani to enter their forest. They don't know what they are doing there, but they are okay with the 10 naira. They are collecting from them. when you said they should, they should acquire land, I was really, really, really impressed.
Oh, you watched that program too.
Yes, I did.
But it's a coded message that those who are smart enough should. Or you now talking about
the people in diaspora should come on our Telegram page. I am not telling them to buy land in Lagos. Go to your villages, make inquiries, investigate land. If whatever madness it is they are doing right now, if they are able to pull through with it, you have ownership of your land. Whoever that is behind it that will be coming to mine your resources when you are at war, we meet you there because you have papers guiding these properties. Maiyegun, where I am sitting right now in my house, if we have to dig to an extent, there will be something. I will send videos to you of surface. You see surface, you see flawed, you see lithium. On the ground, stones that will give you lithium. It is there. It is there in Ogun State. It is there in Kwara. It is there everywhere. And do you know what? Do you know the thing? Maiyegun, they've not even mined our mountains at all. They are only mining the valleys. They've not touched Nigerian mountains at all. So when I said the diaspora will be the one to come around and save us, this is part of saving. Acquire properties. I am not telling you to acquire properties in Lagos. If you have the money to stay in Lagos or do whatever you have to do it. But make findings.
You know why I said what I said that time, Princess? I was like, listen, there's no better assets than landed assets. What we believe they are coming to sort of take or chase our people away from is on our land, okay? So what if the people are powerless, as we know? Or those of us who are in diaspora, wealthy, connected, and all that, looking to where they want to invest and all that, and interested in Yoruba nation. This is something that will come later in the future. You can buy back all this land from those they are giving them away to. Those who never meant well for Yoruba land for real, other than what they want to, Then you see what is not just the land, it is what's under the land. That is our future. It should not be in the wrong hands. It should be in our hands.
That is it.
Not other people.
Chinese are coming here to buy land. You're selling to them.
So that resources should be in our hands.
And they are mining on it.
We should be in control of it. If there's going to be any minefield in Yoruba land, it must be solely, wholly owned by a Yoruba man or woman. And the process of doing that, Nigeria has already rigged us out. Okay? Or those of us who have that real thing, you can save us. And I tell you this.
Yes, I'm a Pan-Africanist all day, every day.
Yeah, if 1 million acres of land is bought for this purpose only, right? We are 100% sure that no matter how much they mess up Yoruba land because it's still part of Nigeria today, we will continue to own our lands even when Nigeria goes off.
I don't know if DSL is watching or if he's online.
Yeah.
He will be dropping names of these people. I sent a video to him. I sent pictures and videos to him. DSL was analyzing. Yeah? Maiyegun. Surface germs. You don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it online. Go to your villages.
Yeah, let's keep the rest about this.
Go to your villages, make inquiries and acquire this land.
No, Princess.
It will be there. You will have the papers.
At this point, yeah, don't let us say much more about land or no land anymore, all right? We've released enough, and we can possibly share some of this information in-house for people who really want to pursue them. Okay, it is.
Yes,
yes. So
they should come on Telegram.
We'll
yeah.
About that. So
all right, Baba.
I'll leave you to
have a wonderful evening. Go, Maiyegun. It is well with us. So, I want to ask a question. Go, Maiyegun.
Right.
Is America? Or they said America is in debt. Abi?
Always the most important country in the world is America.
Maiyegun. Maiyegun. Who is America owing?
We have no idea. Even Americans are asking, who is America owing?
Baba.
So I have another caller.
Hey.
Hello there.
Hello, Hello, Maiyegun.
Baba, Ima.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How's the family?
Well, we thank God, though. We are here, Baba. How is yours?
And fine. Happy birthday to the big boy.
Akinola, thank you.
Yeah, Akinola, yeah. And thank God for today. And your video is so clear and nice.
I mean, see the peace of mind, though. I don't have to worry. I don't have to jump up and the rest. A lot of you don't have. You have no idea the struggle I go through. Like all that period.
No, I know. I know, like yesterday it was really terrible. Yesterday it was really terrible. I know.
Very bad. Imagine person will get expensive iMac here. And here I am looking like, using some cheapy stuff to run things. You know what I mean? It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Now look, when it feels better like this, when it looks better like this, I feel better. Like I feel like I do what I have to do. And thank you.
Good. Now, for what you have done today, let's not forget, even in the Yoruba land, we also have this type of people that are springing up now. I'm telling you, maybe 10, 15, 20 years time, we'll also be witnessing all this type of rubbish in Yoruba land. I'm telling you, because of those affair that I'm seeing on social media, all those affair that are saying rubbish on social media, these are the type of people that are coming up now. You see, that everybody knows Nigeria is finished already. I only pity Tinubu that say wants to come and repair. Nothing can repair. And the northern know where they are going. The northern side know where they are going. It's only with the West that we are still thinking we are the same. We are not the same. We can never be the same. And all this gay something, it has been there with them for long years.
Like even when I was a little boy, we have been hearing it, right? But today they are making it look like they will kill everybody because they are doing it. They are doing it.
Yeah, I'm staying in the north. Let me tell you, I'm staying in the north for many years with our family. I'm telling you, these people, they have been doing among themselves for long. Don't drink, don't do this. Even when they are fasting, they drink, they do use drugs, they do everything. So the same thing that they are now bringing, they will soon bring it to Yoruba land. I'm telling you, just be watchful. With the way things are going, we are already having all these Muslim fanatics among us. That even maybe their father is Yoruba, their mother is Fulani or Hausa. They are already. If you see some of these afar, as well as this young afar, the way they speak on social media, you know that Yoruba land we are going to face a lot of big problems.
We are already breeding these fanatics too.
Yeah. I'm telling you. It doesn't matter of time before you start seeing what is happening in the north. It will start happening in Yoruba land. So the best bet for everything is for everybody to let them sit down and say, okay, we are tired, let everybody go their way in order to save life. If not, nobody can depend on Nigeria. Nigeria is already dead.
Everybody, they get their own different groups with guns. We don't even know what the amount of weapons in the hands of all different groups in Nigeria right now. So Nigeria is so close to civil war, and it won't come back.
I'm telling you, can't you see what is happening in Russia? With this man Wagner. Wagner now they've already sent him to Belarus, and the Belarus they send him to they want to find way to attack Ukraine finally. That is the preparation now.
Maybe plot his execution as well. That will look like he just died in the war and all that because of what. 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Who set up that? Who made him? Here you get.
Yeah, who set up? Who owns Wagner? It's Putin who owns Wagner.
Owns Wagner now,
Who owns Wagner? So they have now sent it to Belarus, and Belarus is not far from Kiev. So that means even the West now have started. If you listen to the news, even the West have started panicking now that they said this man want to go and take over. With your chess game, and you know the Russians they are the best in chess games. You know that. So, my brother,
anyway,
God be with us.
Thank you very much.
Good night,
for
to the family.
My regards to the family.
Yeah, bye.
Take care, Baba. So hang on. I just had the okay. I think I got it. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, ma. How are you? Mommy. Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú báwo ni?
Kò bá dùn. Ọlọ́run máa gbàdúrà mi gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀. I watch the program every day. Torí bí o ti ẹ̀ lè yìn. Mi ò kì í lè sùn tí ìgbà tí ìwọ ọ̀sẹ̀. Ìwọ mi ò kì í ráyè ilé méjì kọ́ yẹn. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́yìn ṣe ń bẹ̀. Òun ló kúkú da ẹ̀ yanjú gbogbo ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run adé ẹ̀jẹ̀ sí gbogbo ẹ̀ yanjú. Nǹkan tí princess sọ lálẹ́ yìí yẹn. Ó wà lára nǹkan tí mo fi sàkálà sẹ́mi wá síbí. Tẹ́rí ní kọ̀mú ni precious stones wà jù. Nígbà ní early 90s yẹn, wọ́n fún wa ní license. Àwọn gba 750,000 naira. Wọ́n fún wa ní mining license. Iṣẹ́ ni àwọn Fúlàní yẹn, àgbẹ̀múlẹ̀ ìgbà tí gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ mo ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn Fúlàní, wọ́n wá sí site, wọ́n gé ọwọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wa. Wọ́n á gé ọwọ́ wọn báyìí. Tóun wọn lè dìbò lọ.
Ọwọ́ wọn tó fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn.
Níwájú Ọlọ́run bá tún fẹ́ kó sórí fún mi. Nígbà tí tó mú rí pé ó ti sú mi, engineer, chemical engineer ni ẹni tí ó jẹ́ engineer káàtì tèmi. Ló jáde university. Ṣáà ní geologist, àwọn tí àwọn náà ń fi
area àbí tí sign ní precious stones wà tí nǹkan kan tó ń máàpù ẹ̀.
Maiyegun, àwọn people, àwọn Fúlàní Hausa, àwọn tí ń ṣe kàtìpẹ́, wọ́n jẹ́ illegal miners ni wọ́n. Gbogbo àwọn illegal miners tá à ń san owó, certificate ní wà lọ́wọ́ mi bìtì. Wọ́n fún wa ní 8 kilometers square of land. Ni wọ́n fún gbogbo wọn miner kankan la sanwó ẹ̀. Kọ̀mú ilé ọba kọ̀mú ní àwọn equipment ìwà máa ń wà. Nǹkan tí wọ́n ṣe táwọn tó ń ṣe kò dá o.
Sùwámọ̀ mọ̀ máa dá ẹ̀rọ pẹ̀ràn ni wọ́n ń dà. Tó bá realize pé àwọn èèyàn bí wọ́n fẹ́ lé wọn dànù, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní àtáàkì wọn. Tó bá àtáàkì wọn àwọn á sá. Àwọn á máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ní dẹ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀. Níwà ilé rẹ̀ wọ́n wà kùsà kákàkiri gbogbo eré àyẹn ni mà. Gbogbo ẹ̀ lámọ̀.
Gbogbo àwọn ìṣẹ́ ló ń jẹ ọwọ́ wọn. Gbogbo àwọn agbẹ́gá miners táwọn tó dẹ̀ gbowó lọ́wọ́ wa tá a ti 750,000 naira. Certificate yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ mi bìtì. Tọ́lọ̀ ń kó bá wa tí sílẹ̀ Yorùbá fi lè ní owó ju gbogbo tó fi lè rí gbogbo ọ̀gá ṣètò lọ. Ó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ó wà Ọlọ́run kó bá a ṣe ní Yorùbá nation yìí o. Ọlọ́run kó bá a ṣe kó bọ́ sí o. Nǹkan tó a ní Tourmaline, Garnet, and Tantalite. Tantalite yẹn ni wọ́n fún ṣe engine aeroplane. Tantalite, Tourmaline, Garnet, American nínú àwọn aquamarine, ó wà ń bẹ̀. Emerald yẹn bẹ̀ ní Kọ̀mú lọ sí ọ̀nà ìlú Sunday Igboho yẹn. Ìgbà tí mo ti rí pé ikú pàǹpà ìkìlẹ̀ ẹlẹ́rìn àbí kílẹ̀ tí ń pè ọkọ̀ máa lọ gba àwọn tá a níbẹ̀.
Òwe ló ń pa fún ni.
Mo sáwá sí bí mo ṣe sáwá sí London ni tí mo fi kúrò Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n á jókòó síbí.
Well, you know what, ma? Thank you so much. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún gbé another call. Thank you for sharing, ma. Thank you, ma. God bless you, Daroma. Now, what Mama was saying is that she happened to be one of the licensed miners. Okay, in this part of your state, that she got a license. She was given, among others, like other people, she was given like 8 kilometers of land where she was allowed to mine, what she paid for. But she said she lost interest in the job and she had to run for her life because almost every now and then, those who are working on our own site, on our own mine, they always come under attack from these Fulani herdsmen that they thought were just herdsmen or they didn't know. Now, until later, they realized that the intention was to get rid of everybody from that part of Yoruba land. And they did survive, succeeded. She left Nigeria. And she was just like, it's true that all that can make Yoruba land succeed, they are very much right here in Yoruba land, but they are in the wrong hands or untapped. So if people begin to pay attention to them and begin to hone them, and begin to hone the wealth of the land, not the political office, not all this, distractions. Okay, I think I have another caller, by the way, but except if I've lost, okay, I have lost the caller. Keep trying. All right, if you are calling in tonight. So that's what Mama said. Mama was like, this topic that Princess raised, that actually affected her until she left. Now, we are not talking about getting 7 kilometers from the government to license you. Go to those communities, talk to them, and buy the lands. Yes, buy directly from them. Go ahead and use every other connection you might have to do all the documentation on the land. Own it, including everything that is under it. Although Nigeria law says now the government owns the resources under the land, that is to be challenged. You own the land first. Now then maybe now the land war go first start waiting go lead to Yoruba nation. But you need to own something. We need to own something that is powerful. And all of you will get that money. Eposo. Che. Eh?
Che. Help us, help us. There is God. There is God, God. God should descend, today God will descend here.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. You look leaner. Are you okay?
Very well, I'm okay. I mean, I'm recovering, okay? I'm somebody that is recovering from God knows what flu I had. They said it's A fever, maybe not B fever. I'm okay, but I'm okay. I can tell you that for you. How are you?
Okay, all right. That's why I was trying to take care of yourself. You see, on this issue of blasphemy.
Yes, please.
I think, especially for a show like yours, where you actually have a lot of people watching and you have a community, and people listen to you. I think it's important to always not condoning what they are doing in the north. It is always important to try and tell people that they should better be safe than sorry.
That's true.
Because while it is, don't go to the north and go and form Jakisha. Save yourself.
I know.
Is
that not the mentality
don't
anyway?
Go there.
But is that not the mentality? Like, why do you have to go there? If you want to go there, you need to respect whatever they are and all that. Does that not beat the tenet of one Nigeria and all Nigerians equal?
It does. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But it does. That's what I'm saying. It does. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but, that's not what. Okay,
at the end of the day, you still have to save yourself. Just believe that, because these people, they don't care. You can hear what the government says.
Right.
I don't know if that's true. That's what the government said. So it's better to protect yourself. Don't go there and go and be becoming enlightened. These messiahs, these guys are selling they are pushing for they are selling tomatoes in the market. Blah, blah, blah. They'll just kill you because the north is not a place that is quite that developed. They're not that educated. The civilization there is not something that you can score A+.
Well, that's
I just think people should just stand
in this 21st century. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just saying what
if we have to kind of live like that, you know what I mean? Like, and the problem is not even like you see, the problem is not even that you mostly disrespected them, right? Anybody may just not like your face, and they just say, "Well, he just did something." You won't even have a chance of explaining. That's the worry. That's where the law comes in, where even if somebody did, right, before they are kind of punished, they will have to be given that chance. But in this case, no chance. We will never even know if they actually insulted the prophet. That's the whole thing. I don't know if you see that.
That's terrible thing. I don't know, because but the thing is, this is not the first time this kind of type of things. I think it happened to that Rebecca girl.
Deborah.
Was it Rebecca that was her name, or what was it? I think what was that name?
Sorry, say again. I didn't get that. Sorry.
I think there was one girl that they actually killed as well in one university.
Yeah, Deborah.
I can't remember her name.
In Sokoto as well.
Deborah, yes.
Yeah,
Deborah,
last year.
Deborah. Although I think I saw her own. I heard the WhatsApp message where she was actually insulting the prophet and stuff like that. I haven't heard anything about this guy that they killed recently.
Let them go.
But what I'm just saying is that
Baba, in
don't
January,
put their ground provoke them.
I know, in January, they said the police didn't show up on their trial. They never showed up since last year. So the court just let them go, discharged and acquitted.
That's what I'm saying now. It's an institutional thing in the law. So don't put that. People have to be very, very careful because once you're fighting against the state,
anyway,
have to be very careful.
Like you said, I mean, that's the first thing, to be safe than sorry. Okay, but people shouldn't be living like that. Do you understand? Like in a country, right, where we are supposed to actually be the citizens of the country, right? We have some rights at this point. So, but if people say, well, you have some rights, but don't go and prove that too. They will kill you. And
don't
kill
commit
you.
suicide.
What happened to your rights? Like, people shouldn't live like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all right. It's not normal.
Yeah. Hopefully things will change.
Okay. Let's keep the hope alive then, right? Thank you very much. I'll take another one. All right. Thank you for calling in.
All right.
Nice one. So I have another call on the line. Here. Hello.
Hello there. Hello, Maiyegun.
Baba, how are you?
How are you doing? It's Austin from Germany.
Hey, Austin. Sir, you are able to make it tonight. Nice one.
Definitely. Definitely. Because I try always, but sometimes I couldn't get in touch. But anyway, like always say that your program is very, very educative and trying to teach us what we don't know and trying to remember us what we always forget. But it's unfortunate that
let us be responsible for everything we finally do. That we will be responsible for our actions. Maybe when we begin to learn that we are responsible for our actions, we'll begin to be very careful before we take them. And I don't know if it is working yet. Awesome.
It is not really working because I wanted to digress a little bit because Nigerians are so vulnerable that sometimes I ask myself, is it really the same God that we all call that created all of us? Right now, everybody is saying Tinubu is doing this, Tinubu is doing that, Tinubu is doing this. And I ask myself, what is he doing? I don't really understand it. I don't get it.
They will say because you hate them, that's how you know they see what they do. Imagine.
The issue is that nobody hates Tinubu. That's my own perspective.
They don't know that.
Yeah. I don't hate Tinubu. I have no problem, no issue with it. In short, I don't care whoever that is ruling Nigeria. The only thing we want is good governance. That's the only thing we want. Nobody cares.
Tell them.
So, but the issue is that people take it personal and said, it is my tribe, man. He has to rule whether he's doing it right, whether he's doing it wrong. They don't care. And it's affecting everyone.
It is.
Every day we come on air, we listen to what you said, we give our opinion, and still yet, I was watching one skit, somebody was making a skit and was saying, my lord, yes, it is true that the mandate was stolen, but it seems the Tinubu is working. Let us allow him to, I was obedient before, but now let me support him. And I asked myself, where are we heading to? We are so vulnerable to
women, weak people, but they will never
exactly
be weak.
Exactly. That's the reason why they are treating us like this, because they know that we are so much vulnerable. We're open to everything. It's only
weak and vulnerable.
Definitely. It's only in Nigeria you will see that the people are bigger than their God. They are fighting for their God. They're supposed to allow their God to fight, but they are fighting for the God. I have never seen it before. You talk about blasphemy, and you went ahead and killed that person that your God created. You went ahead and killed him or her. And I don't know where we are heading to. And nobody talks about it. Nobody looks at it.
No, nobody.
And people will start.
People are supposed to be enraged when they hear things like this. But because they have been normalized in Nigeria, now we the overreact. You see me and you talking about it right now. We are in the category of those they considered as overreactors. Baba, now today they kill people. Let everybody be careful, Jare. When they go to northern Nigeria, Jare, About why are you reacting like this? Is it because you are? It's not new. Anybody will say then that's what they do. Now me and you they overreact.
Nigeria,
right now we are overreacting. Like it is normal for them.
You know,
all of them.
I was telling one of my friends today, because he has properties in Lagos. So, and he's trying to sell it now. He couldn't find buyer for now.
Right.
So, and he was asking me why. And I told him, if you are owing me money and you went and borrow money from your friend to come and pay me, you are still owing. That is the situation of Nigeria. Nigeria is postponing disintegration. It will definitely happen. Nothing man can do about it.
No.
Whether we like it or not, like you always said, not that we want it, but Nigeria is heading to that level. It will come.
Whether you like it or not. As long as these people continue this trajectory, I promise. Even if they themselves don't want Nigeria to break, they will witness it. Go in bazooka.
Yeah, it will definitely come. It will definitely come. What we are praying, what me personally praying, let it not be violent, because for the integration of Nigeria, it will definitely happen. There is nothing anybody can do about it. You see all these mineral resources, Princess is talking about. Every part of Nigeria have mineral resources. Even last year, this year,
right?
Even this year, I will send it to you. I will snap it. I will send it to your WhatsApp. Maybe tomorrow you can look. I came back this year. I went home. In my own backyard, in my own home in Abuja State, in Ibeka, Abuja State, I got stone. The stone, I have never seen it before. And the guy that brought it, he told me, if I want it in a trailer, he can produce it. They get in my own backyard. And that stone is so soft that it looks like I have, since I came back, it's only now that Princess is talking about that I remember that I came back with these two stones.
Ma shock you.
Yeah.
I still don't know the name of this. Yeah. I saw a video, and this video was a young man who had stones that can generate electricity. Stones.
Wow.
Now these two stones, right, in that same Abia state that you just mentioned just now, your state, Abia. I don't know the name. But people who are hearing us right now, they know the name. Now you see these stones, right? If you put them together and you put two cables, two cables, right? And you put them on any bulb, it will turn on.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, is this real? Like, could people not actually use something to implement, turn this into something that actually like generate electricity generally? I saw that video and it was just short video. And if it's not because they added their music to it, I would have brought it here and shared it with you. There is no part of Nigeria that doesn't have what could have made them the richest.
Every part of Nigeria.
Look at us.
Every part of Nigeria. That is why I was telling my wife, and I said, tomorrow I'm going to make research of that stones because I came back with it. I have
lithium ore. No reason I'm this way. Lithium ore. Even that name, they expensive. Okay. Now, how did somebody who didn't have the tool to go and extract this, mine it, lay their hands on these pieces that they brought and make video with, if they don't have to dig to get it, does that not tell you how much abundance this is in that part of Nigeria and every part of Nigeria that has it? That you don't even have to dig much before you begin to get all these things. For how much blessing
mine own was not even digging. My own was not even digging. You can go to my backyard and pick it. Not even digging.
You get? Something you want to develop technology for. How to dig 3,000 feet, 1,000 feet. All you need is your shovel in so many places. And you have a trailer full of all these raw materials. They are not in our hands. Our people need to start looking and put their investment there. Buy those lands. Own them. Borrow money to get them. These are the future that will make indigenous billionaires who didn't make their money from politics and not this service to the Nigeria. They will make the money. They will be so original. And you can channel it to the right cause without it. I don't want to say much. I've said it earlier that I don't want to say much about this, but people who understand better shouldn't just see this as a chart that is on YouTube. Smart enough, me, I never get money. But if I do, and there is still some left, I'll put my money on it. Not for today.
Definitely.
That tomorrow.
Definitely.
Austin.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, for sharing that with us, it's great. I'll take this. I have another caller. Hello there. Abi elder.
Oh.
Elder.
Elder. Maiyegun.
Baba.
Ọkùnrin mẹ́ta.
Ẹ máa kú ọdún gbọgbọrọ kẹ, ó máa ẹ̀kọ́ àtijọ́.
Mo ní kí n pè é lálẹ́ kọ́ bá rò pé Tinubu ti fà mí sí káàpù wèrè ẹ̀.
Kí ló ti ń pè? Ṣé ẹni bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ nù? Màá ríro àwọn Tinubu and the rest of them as any option. But I mean, it's also on this platform. You can decide what you want, okay? But what we want is that when you make any decision, please don't blame anyone for it after. Just say, yes, I did.
That's right.
And own up.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Yes. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, àwọn ọmọ kan wà tìyàwó everybody.
On the family.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, ẹ kú ló.
Àwárí o. Ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà ẹ kú.
Ẹ̀sọ́ orí kiri FIFA tó ṣe ṣe kínní náà, ó ṣe ginger pẹ̀lú lemon kó fi bí cloves yẹn sí kànáfùrù náà ń pè kínní yẹn, so yẹn ṣe is very good. So wàá boil it there, wàá mú, so they are very good. Oh, understand? You know, be cloves, lemon and ginger. Only if you like, see, cocoa boil there, cause it's very light tea. So yes, well, yes,
ginger,
and then lime, ginger, cloves. Cloves. Ọmọ kìíní kan bẹ tẹ́ ń pè tí àdádi wa máa ń pè ní kànáà fúrú yẹn cloves ló ń jẹ́. Cloves, yeah.
I will do
and wàá kà boil ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ginger tàbí and garlic, olè fi garlic náà sí ẹ̀. It's very good. I boil pa virus ẹ̀ dàbí yìí sí. Yeah. Pẹ̀lẹ́ yẹ. Yes.
You wanted to do this tonight as well to add your voice.
Yes. Wọ́n gbọ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí princess yìí sọ̀rọ̀ nípa solid mineral resources and so on. So the easy. Ṣé rí èmi? Mo fẹ́ gba ọ̀nà mi lọ. Ṣé rí èmi believe nínú kíní kan? Ṣé rí mo máa ń wo bí irú Yorùbá land, even Nigeria entirely. So ti èyí sì, mo máa ń wo a country tàbí orílẹ̀-èdè kan tó bí that have man and woman like.
Okay,
sorry.
Please, sir.
Yeah, okay. If you look at a country like Nigeria, Yoruba land to be precise, and the rest of Nigeria, a country that have man and woman like you and me, you understand? And when you tell the country ABC, HBD. Somebody that they are very, I mean, you can teach them something.
Homo erectus, human being. You see this one,
that's right.
A human being. We should be able to teach.
That's right.
I get that, sir. Go on.
Yes. So that is a resources, human resources. You understand? You know, when you are talking about America borrow money, you know, when you discuss it, you say, who does America borrow money from? You understand?
I know.
You will need to look at it like this. America has citizens that can pay that they develop, you understand, and they can pay tax back. And the rest of the world can pay tax back to them. You understand? If you look at computer, for example, there are three main things that make computers. When you have the processors, operating system, and arithmetic logic units. All those free things that comprises of computer is owned by Americans. You understand? Even when you go to the networking part of it, the IP address you will need for the internet, all these type of things. You understand? All these applications.
Goes to America, one way or the other.
That's right. Everything they get all the money. They get all the money back. You need weapon. You understand? All these aircraft, everything, all this type of things, tanks and all these type of things. They have too much in the tank.
They have assets. That is matching their debts.
Yes. When they borrow money, when America, Britain, or France, all of them, when they say they borrow money like that, what they mean is that if from the ways and means they printed money. If you see, for example, in this country now, in United Kingdom, you understand? You see, now they put the interest rate high.
Yes.
In other words, they are getting, during the coronavirus, they printed a lot of money.
They did.
You understand? So all that money that the government printed during the coronavirus, that is the money they are getting back now. You remember, interest rate is high.
Increased tax and all that to kind of mop them. Okay.
They are squeezing us. They are squeezing us to pay all that money back, all the money they printed. You understand? So that is it. Let's go back to the way to Olori Agansi, Olori Buruku Tinubu. Like you said, Nigeria will. No, it's all gradual. It's all gradual. You know, by the time when is it's going to be sudden, because look at what happened within 3 weeks that this within a month that this Onyala, this Weri come to power. You understand? Tinubu is a very dangerous man.
Need to suffer small. Later they will enjoy.
Suffer in what way? Within the little period that they said people should suffer, they increase their whole salary and emolument by 114%.
Because they need that to work well.
You understand?
To come back.
No. You know the idea of Tinubu has his 8 on his head. People don't understand this. Over 300 million people, they cannot read 8 on the head of Tinubu. What Tinubu means, you know, we discussed this one before. The meaning of 8 on the head of on the cap of Tinubu is that if it remain only one person remaining, I will spend my 8 years.
Even
Can't you see the movement of
whatever it's going to be? Even if
that's right.
Right.
Yes.
Is that not? Sir,
yes.
Is that not the intention of majority of them anyway? Right. To the point that the moment they get the power, they start planning for the second term, and they will do anything. Brutal and the rest. Shege the way Agbada.
Because Nigerians are mumu. Because Nigerians are mumu. You understand? You know, before Buhari left, he does some electoral reform. You know what these people are doing when they come to? That's right. When they come into power, when they come into power, like Buhari does some electoral reform. Yes. Now Tinubu is going to make sure he water down all the good things Buhari does for him to be able to spend his 8 years. You understand? Now, and for them to be able to bribe people for election in 2027. In fact, they are not going to give them money. They will be putting bread on the floor. The people will be picking it like a goat. Because if you look at because common sense is this. When Tinubu came, he said there's no subsidy on oil anymore. On petrol. Who is paying the subsidy to who?
And who are those who are collecting the trillions of naira under Buhari? People are asking right now, but they haven't mentioned them.
Okay. So now, and that's the question that because Nigerian people don't ask questions, because there are a lot of the camp. There are a lot of Olodo. Yes, there are a lot of Olodo. Now, apart from that, next week, they're going to increase electricity tariff next week.
40%.
Now, yes. Now there is a circular going down to the custom now. You understand? What? The import duty is going to increase by 46%.
That is true. And when import duty increases, everything they imported to sell in Nigeria will also increase by 50.
Oh, yes.
62 or so. No, sorry. Nearly 100% increase because of other factors. Before they finally get what they are into.
That's right. So in other words, if you wanted to get your car, if you get a car that you are getting for 600,000 naira, now you will be paying around in the next 3 weeks. Now you will be paying 1.4 million to get it out of the port.
Yes.
The same thing goes to all the cargo, all the other cargoes, whether it's containerized or road off.
It goes up. That's
you understand? So now people don't know what is going to them. Now, look at this.
Sir. Okay. You see, we can call all of this reform for them to get money. Like, what is actually Tifnubu's package for people who are going to be affected by all of this? They said they are still working on it.
Yes.
They didn't have any plan for them. No plan.
You see, anybody that continues shouting rubbish says it's when Tinubu come. Tinubu have done well, he has done whatever and so on. God will punish that person. God Almighty will punish that person. God Almighty, that's right. God Almighty will punish them. Because Maiyegun, like you always said, Nigeria is a rigged state. You understand?
It's all rigged.
Anybody that comes into that seat is their semi-god. Is their demigod. He can't do wrong. Tinubu of all people now become saint. Anybody shouldn't get me wrong. The other one, Obi is so yara. Oh, understand. The other one, what did they call the other one? Atiku. That one that will. I swear. You understand? I don't buy to any one of them.
Let me take another one. It's actually good to have you back.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
You are a wonderful
Thank you.
A lot of people are saying they blessed you.
Make sure you cook that thing and drink it. Yeah, you understand?
Calling you. They said
please.
Online
all right. Yeah.
Or I know what you do. Because, I mean, if I was in Nigeria right now, I would probably use what you just said. But I don't have to be in Nigeria before you do, right? Thank you so much, Elder.
Yes.
Very nice evening.
Okay, very good.
Nice one, sir. So that's Elder Olaoluwa. And is always like that. Straight to the point and say his mind. And if you kind of know him very well, right? You will see that sincerity. That sometimes when Elder is convinced about something, it takes me a while sometimes to say, but Elder, and then he can easily just say, oh, okay. And I actually like him for that. But sometimes Elder will be like, no, Maiyegun, let me finish. Sir, what you are saying, sir, has changed. Things have changed from that. No, Maiyegun, let me finish. So we missed him, and it's good to hear from him again. Okay, and thank you to every one of you who have been here tonight. It's quite fun. I've missed this. I missed that time where I don't have to worry about this break and all that. And this new camera is actually doing the job. Can't you see? You can tell me what it looks like on your screen at home. I don't know. I look so tiny on this small laptop. I look bigger on these other screens. But you have the production better on your screen. So I am going to call it a night. I know I didn't tell you. I didn't warn you. I know. But the point here is this, right? We now know that we'll be fine. From now on, which means we can have our exclusive broadcast, uninterrupted, People's Parliament, Sunday sermon, and everything that is wonderful on Maiyegun's Diary Political, okay? And all thanks to all of you. Now, for the first time since we got this brand new camera, okay, it actually did the job. No blinking, no breaking, perfect picture, well, perfect audio, like you say, and yes, I love it. Thank you for spending your evening with me. I am going to see you some other time. Until then, if you have already liked this broadcast, don't do it again. Don't take it back. So if you haven't, you can still like this broadcast and then join me some other time. So, good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun Diary Political. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì í o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.